Hi friends, I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I've lost over 91 plus pounds the last year and a half of being on GLP-1 medication. One of the earlier adapters who started Mounjaro way back in the day. And on today's episode, I interviewed an expert as to why magnesium is very, very beneficial for GLP-1 folks. As always, talk to your own healthcare provider before taking any sort of supplementation. But for me, taking magnesium and specifically switching to a magnesium that has 7 types of magnesium in it, incredibly beneficial for my weight loss journey and overall health. So let's kick it over to that amazing interview. Hi, beautiful friends. I am here today. I am so excited to be interviewing Wade T. Lightheart, and he's an author, an athlete, a nutritionist, and an expert on fixing digestions. It's a Canadian national all-natural bodybuilding champion who's competed as a vegetarian and a former Mr. Universe competitor, the host of the Awesome Health podcast. Wade T. Lightheart is one of the world's premier authorities in natural nutrition and training methods, having majored in sports science at the University of New Brunswick, and has authored numerous books in health, nutrition, and exercise, which have sold in over 80 countries. Wade has also served as an advisor to the American Anti-Cancer Institute and is co-founder of BiOptimizers, a digestive and health optimization company. And he's been in the health industry for over 25 years and coached thousands of clients. Welcome, Wade, to the show. I am really excited to have you here today. Welcome. Well, we're going to go ahead and dive in. My viewers have asked about having experts here at the Countess of Shopping show. You are such an expert in the magnesium framework. It's changed, your product has changed my life. And so I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about why should people be taking magnesium? What's the importance of magnesium in overall health?
Well, magnesium, thank you for that, by the way. Magnesium is, I call it the miracle mineral, and particularly in North American markets or the North American population, is that we have a massive deficiency in our whole soil and food production system. On top of that, we have an Now, calcium and magnesium actually live together in a 2-to-1 ratio. So if you have too much calcium, you'll drop calcium to balance the 2-to-1 ratio. And if you don't have enough magnesium in your diet, this is the trigger point for the loss of bone mass. The other thing is magnesium is involved in over 600 functions in the body: enzymatic production, energy production, neurotransmitters. Your bacteria cultures needs it. It is the relaxation response for your muscles, for tensions, tremors. If you have contractions, it's a vasodilator. So constriction of the arteries that leads to, headaches, PMS symptoms, all can be traced to low magnesium levels. And high caffeinated diets also can strip magnesium, and many pharmacological products can strip magnesium. And then on top of that, there's evidence now showing that increased exposure to electromagnetic waves also puts a strain on magnesium. So the recommended dosage for, in standardized nutritional advisory organizations is somewhere between 300 and 500 milligrams a day. Most people aren't getting close to that in their diet. The second thing is, if you're supplementing magnesium, oftentimes people are using ineffective forms. They're using each magnesium. I'll give you a little breakdown here. I hope I'm not giving you too much.
No, please do.
At once. Do. But when you go to the shop, you hear, you see this person says take magnesium, or that expert, or this professional, or like magnesium. And then you go to the store and there's like magnesium chelate and magnesium bisglycinate and magnesium citrate and magnesium this and magnesium what the heckalate. It's like, what the heckalate? So let me explain that. So the late whatever that is, like the chelator, the bisglycinate or whatever, that's a bonding element that's added to magnesium in order to stabilize it. Now, the challenge with that is, or just the factor of it, is that it makes it changes the molecular weight and the size, and that will determine sometimes, there's evidence to show, where that gets absorbed and utilized for the body. On top of that, you'll read studies and it'll say you'll read a study that magnesium, fix this or fix that or fix that because it's involved in blood sugar, it's involved in your heart rate monitoring. It's just if you don't have magnesium, you really have a problem. Like your sleep cycles are going. So you'll see a study and it'll say this magnesium in the study, and then another study will say this magnesium, and people are like, which is it? Like,
Right.
how do I know what's the right one?
Right.
So Matt and I, my business partner, had this problem a number of years ago. We went through an extreme level of burnout. I couldn't sleep. And I'm a health guy. And I was taking magnesium, but I wasn't taking enough of it, apparently, because I was using a lot of stimulants in order to keep my energy up. And I was under a tremendous amount of stress. Plus, I was exercising and I was in a hot climate. So I'm sweating out everything out of my system. And I was like, wow, I'm not getting enough. So we bought every magnesium on the market and started taking it. Now, I don't recommend people do that, because the problem is when you take magnesium, and you can up the doses, and we have a whole program around that. You want to take magnesium until you get the runs. Okay, this was developed by Dr. Linus Pauling, the 2-time Nobel Prize winner, with Dr. David Hawkins and Dr. Abram Hoffer, some of the godfathers of orthomolecular nutrition. And what they recommended was that if you are deficient in any vitamin, mineral, or nutrient, you can take divided doses throughout the day, and then you'll get maximum absorption. So I call it the bucket theory of nutrient. If you have a hole in your bucket and you're trying to fill up a nutrient or vitamin, and you're only taking the daily dosage, you're not going to fill that bucket up very much, because you're burning this much.
Yeah.
The idea that they realize is that, if you're deficient, you want to load up sequentially and get that. Now, they did this with vitamin C, they did it with other things, and you can do it with magnesium as well, because anyone that is listening to this, I'll put a hefty bet, and I'm not a gambling guy, that you're deficient in magnesium. So what happens? You take it till you get the runs, and then you dial back. Now, when you're doing this with all the different types of magnesium like Matt and I did, I don't recommend it. We spent about a month on the toilet as we would try these different magnesiums, and it's like, it was really, it's a little graphic, but we were committed to going in. And then we found out that certain magnesiums gave the run sooner, some were better. And then we took all that information and we said, well, what happens if we combine it? And we sent it to our lab in Bosnia, where we got all these, we got about, I think it's close to 20 PhDs and master students. They're doing experiments, and it's a microbiology lab where they can actually see what happens to the bacteria cultures. And the bacteria cultures, if you have sufficient amount of magnesium, actually produce different things. They produce different nutrients and elements. We live in a symbiotic relationship with them. Then we have a special microscope. We can see which ones go into the cells, which is really cool. And what we found is that if you combine 7 different types of magnesium together, you would get a much better result. In other words, you didn't have to take as much magnesium, and it seemed to have a wider array of benefits, because if you had a particular organ or body part that wasn't getting that magnesium because of the size of the molecule or the weight of that magnesium gets covered. So we got way better results when we started doing that. And we continue to test and upgrade this process. Like, we never settle on our laurels. But long story short, we solved our magnesium deficiency. I did a SpectraCell test. You can do that. I highly recommend that for nutritional deficiencies. And I was able to correct my magnesium deficiency very quickly. Now, I got my brain back. I began to sleep better. I didn't have the tension in my muscles, like I was getting spasms in my muscles, and I was very stressed and tensed. And a lot of people feel that. Or maybe you go into like a mall or something and you're feeling kind of tense and everything. A lot of that's just the electromagnetic pollution, and your body can't calm down anymore. And magnesium helps that. So same thing when sleep. If you're sleeping at night, same thing. Or you have fluctuations in your heart regulation or blood sugar. Those are related to magnesium. So we released magnesium. We solved our own problem, essentially. Magnesium breakthrough went out into the market. It's like, well, maybe it'll help other people, right? I was taking this magnesium, it didn't work. We got this one. Let's try it. Well, we didn't. We weren't prepared for what happened. It became like a global sensation. And I started getting, by the way, I read all the testimonials that come into Bioptimize. I built the customer service system. We have real people. There's no chatbots. There's no AI. There's real people that answer the phones. We call back every person that we missed. We offer 365-degree refunds. Like we make it like if something doesn't work, like we're really customer centric because I want everybody to have a great experience. And if they didn't, I want them to redeploy that money somewhere else. But the next thing you know, we're getting emails and text messages and blow up. Then we got shout outs from all of these influencers saying, "No, I'm taking this magnesium breakthrough and it's amazing." And then this all happened during the COVID era when everybody's all stressed out, and some famous people got on board with magnesium. They're like this, like some really famous people started talking about it. And the next thing you know, the whole magnesium breakthrough blew up, and it's become the fastest growing magnesium in the retail space. We've already went to third on Amazon, I think it was. And there's companies that have been there for 20 years, and we're catching them. And the best part is that people are sleeping better. They're feeling more relaxed. They're not suffering from cramps, PMS symptoms. People are saying, this changed my life. That's how important magnesium is. And we believe that magnesium breakthrough is the best magnesium out there. In fact, we could use 7 different types, and you get them all in one. You don't have to be confused. Solves that problem. And we're confident that it will make a difference in the listener's life. In fact, we give a guarantee 100% that we can do that.
I love the quality. For me, it's changed my sleep, and I have the Oura Ring data to prove taking a different magnesium supplement versus taking yours. That was the hinge pin that completely revolutionized my personal sleep, which is one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because our viewers that are watching are GLP-1 focused with Mounjaro weight loss and Ozempic weight loss and Zepbound weight loss. Sleep is so important for weight loss. How does this tie in with someone taking with Bioptimizers? Tying that in with their sleep, how do we know how long someone's sleep can change? I mean, for me, it was over, I noticed over a course of a month. Is there anything research backing that, or other customers of how quickly they can expect it, or slowly too, realistic expectations with that? I think I may have lost Wade. Hopefully he'll be back. In the interim, while he's coming back, I do have buyoptimizers.com/queen is the extra 10% off discount code for you guys today to go ahead and snag. This video is not sponsored by Bioptimizers. I truly wanted to interview Wade to talk further about why magnesium is so important for Zepbound weight loss, and having an expert come in and talk about that. That was really, really important for me to interview an expert on this and share with you. I mean, even the bone, talking about the bone information in the interview is so fascinating to me. So make sure you go to buyoptimizers.com/queen, get that extra 10% off discount too. And we'll have that linked down in the description link for you. There's Wade's back. Yay. I think we may have had a little cell disruption there, we're still recording and still going. So I was just sharing with you.
Okay, great. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of there's been a lot of cyber attacks out there recently, so we might be under one right now. I don't know what's going on. The internet seems a little unstable, but my apologies for that. I think you were referring when we got cut off about the relationship between magnesium and sleep.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Can we touch on that a little bit more?
Yes. Yeah. So, magnesium has a multifaceted approach around sleep. Number one, if you are using a lot of stimulants, caffeine, energy drinks, these type of things, and many of the nootropic products and things like that, you create a cascade of electrical chemicals or like neurochemicals that stimulate the electrical output of your brain. So you get that fast running brain that can't seem to sleep or you can't seem to relax. Or muscle tension is another thing that will keep people up. So you have nerve endings that go from your muscles into your spine and up into your brain, which can be stimulatory. And then the third thing is that you have bacteria cultures inside of your gut. And if you have a dysregulation of those, or you don't have enough magnesium, they're not able to produce certain neurochemicals for your brain that will allow you to be calm, relaxed, and get you out of fight or flight into rest and relax. So if you're sleeping poorly, there's probably something off in a person's brain gut access, and you got to correct that. One of the challenges, for example, that a lot of people are experiencing with the new GLP-1s and all that sort of stuff is the effectiveness is unparalleled, but there's a couple things you want to maintain. Number one, really be conscientious of your gut flora so that you keep things moving. Magnesium helps draw water in because those can be drying, and magnesium will draw water into there so you can keep your hydration levels as well as ensuring that the bacteria have enough of these key minerals like magnesium so they can produce the neurochemicals to allow you to relax. All of that is contributing factors. And so we have a lot of people who have gone down that route. There's other pharmaceutical agents that also have that thing. It's not uncommon. A lot of the psychology drugs that are being used can be very depleting to magnesium. So you want to be ensuring that you have elements of magnesium. What we suggest is try like 1 cap and divided doses, like 1 cap in the morning, 1 cap in the afternoon, and 1 cap in the evening. I know it says 2 caps per day on the bottle, but we found most people do better on divided dosages. Or if it's sleep particular, some people just like to take 2 caps 30 minutes before they go to bed, and they find that's very helpful. It'll depend a little bit on your brain chemistry and then what's going on in your body, but you can try both ways and see which one works best for you.
Oh, I'm so stoked to try the 2 different. I do it at night, so I'm excited to try throughout the day. Thank you so much. This has been so helpful, and hearing also about your background with weight training and the muscle recovery that ties in with magnesium too. I know so many viewers are really getting into weightlifting and weight training and how important this is for muscle recovery as well.
It's huge. So there was studies years ago about magnesium's ability to increase contractile strength, which allows you to train harder and recover better. Actually, the interesting thing about magnesium, it's the relaxation aspect. So you need magnesium. So bodybuilders who would get too dehydrated would cramp. And so a cramp means that the muscle contracts but doesn't relax. Now, you'd say, well, how is it that magnesium makes you stronger? Well, what happens is magnesium isn't like when you contract, like when I contract my bicep, for example, my tricep has to relax. Okay. Mm-hmm. And when I contract my triceps, my biceps have to relax. Mm-hmm. So the magnesium reduces the antagonistic muscle. It reduces the tension from that so that you get stronger in your contractions. It also is involved in the electrical flow, the transmission of the energy to that. Now, when people are doing the dieting program using GLP-1s, you really got to pay attention to your muscle mass. You've got to be training. You got to maintain that muscle mass as you go, because you don't want to lose that, because that's going to help you keep the weight off, when you get to your desired weight. And that's a really critical part. So everyone that's doing those now understands that weight training is a key element. Mineralization is a key element. Hydration is a very key element in those things, because a lot of times you just don't feel hungry, but make sure you get those minerals and make sure you get hydrated and make sure you hit the gym, and you'll get your goals far better, and you'll be able to keep them, extended into the future, hopefully permanently. So that's part of the transition process that we're learning.
I love it. Well, all of our viewers can go to bioptimizers.com/queen, QUEEN, to get an extra 10% off today. And I have, speaking of protein, the protein behind me, Protein Breakthrough, I am obsessed with. Wade, do you have any final closing thoughts before we close out?
Yeah. one of the things that we encourage everyone to do is to check out our site. We have a wonderful course called Awesome Health. It's the 12-week course that I have. I give it away for free. It's a whole holistic program. It's like 5 to 7 minute videos you can watch on your phone. You can learn about everything, all these elements. You'll hear about the bucket theory, about how to load up on your vitamins, the essential tests to make sure that you can live long and strong and prevent illnesses. It's not about selling supplements to people. It's a whole holistic way to look at, now you're on this, people are on this weight loss journey. People are losing a lot of weight. Okay, losing weight is one thing, but what we want to also do is to build your health and vitality. So not only do you look good, you feel amazing and can not only maintain it, but live another level of life. That's what we're all at Bioptimizers. Again, everything has a 100% money back guarantee if you're not happy. If you want to change a subscription, we have people that will do that for you to put it on the order frequency. You don't have to worry about if you want it every 2 months or 3 months or 6 months or, whatever. We'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. And if you are trying another magnesium, give ours a shot. I'm pretty confident that we can beat it. And in fact, we put a money back guarantee 100% to see if it's right. So thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it. Love being on the show. Love that you're out there helping people hit their next level of health and vitality. And I really appreciate being here. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, Wade, for your time. We're so grateful. Sweet friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.